I'll call the meeting to order. As usual, today is recognition for long-term employees, so we will waive the taking of pictures in the council chambers at the beginning, but members of the media can sit upstairs, and if there are too many people to take up the spaces downstairs, they can go to the Victoria room where they will be able to see and hear the council meeting. And we discourage the taking of pictures by the general public so that people who come here to do deputations and things feel comfortable. And so generally speaking, we don't have pictures in the council chamber, but because it's a special occasion and long-term employees, if anybody wants to take pictures, feel free. Moving on, I'll call the meeting to order. And Councillor Joyce, I believe you have the adoption of the open session agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Apparently I do. I didn't see it at first. Thank you. So moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Warren that the agenda for the open session of the regular council meeting of Tuesday, May 19th, 2026 be adopted as circulated with the following amendments. That item 9.2 be in correspondence from Hugh Shannon regarding a request for an upgrade to Kawartha Park, Lindsay, relating to item 14.1 on the agenda.
Thank you. Any comments, questions, changes to the agenda? Seeing none, all in favor? And that's passed. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest on anything on today's agenda? Seeing none, should any arise during the course of the meeting, advise the chair and we'll deal with them accordingly. Now I ask you to rise and join us in the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
We'll now have a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Today as stated previously, we're celebrating milestones and long-serving employees. While we do celebrate milestones that employees reach each year, we are imbuing more significance into the proceedings this year as we mark 25 years as City of Kawartha Lakes. A lot has changed since then. Departments have grown, programs have evolved, services have been added, and the complexities have increased. But some things have also remained true since then. The city depends heavily on staff who are invested, who put their best selves forward to work for the public good, and who really help to create the engaging and positive environment we all work in. For staff who have been on this journey with us since then, you not only have a unique perspective on how we work, what we've overcome, and where we're going next, but you carry an immense level of institutional knowledge with you that is not easily replicated. And when you share that knowledge with your colleagues, as I'm sure you do, you are passing on vital information and wisdom that the rest of us rely on, and which helps to inform decision-making at every level. That passing on of knowledge is so important, as it is the passing on of corporate values as well, which you all embody every day. Not only does your continued dedication to the municipality speak to your commitment to our residents, but it reflects an organizational environment that fosters long-serving employees. So on behalf of Council, I would like to say thank you for all sticking with us the past 25 years or more, and to congratulate the leadership team for creating a working environment that allows us to honor long-standing employees each year. Now I'll turn it over to the CAO.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of council. May is always my favorite month. Usually it's because my beloved Leafs are still playing. But what's really better is every May is Employee Appreciation Month. And together it's a time to recognize, to celebrate, and appreciate staff contributions and milestones. And we do this here at council. And we do it in our departments and in our workplaces throughout this entire month of May. So today, May 19th also is recognized as Personal Support Workers Day in Ontario. Last week was also Police Service Week, and you're going to hear about some other colleagues where there are celebrations throughout this month. But I think it's indicative of our employee talent pool that spans so many different industries, sectors, and specializations. And all of us together were delivering those over 200 programs and services locally. Traditionally, we recognize, among other things, our 5-year increments for employment milestones. And at council annually, we've done the same, from 25 years and every 5 years and growing. This year, as the mayor mentioned, is also our 25th anniversary as an amalgamated City of Kawartha Lakes. So I think it's especially important that we recognize public service contributors to our city's prosperity and community well-being. So as you know, the City of Kawartha Lakes, it's a consolidation of the former County of Victoria and several towns, villages, townships, and hamlets, and we refer to it as a community of communities. Well, our public service, our local public service, operates very similarly. It's a consolidation of almost 1,800 talented people, local and from all walks. And over 78% of those employees also call Kawartha Lakes home. It's amazing. We've leaned on committed leadership and best practice municipal programs, services, and processes that are all built here locally with a dash of external perspectives and other ideas and thoughts. and always we're striving to ever improve. Mr. Mayor, there are 109 employees that have been with this city since its inception for the full 25 years. They're still with us, and our communities and city services are better off from their collective contributions. These employees are highlighted by name, position, and years of service on the rolling presentation that you see. So to commemorate these contributions, not only did we get all of these staff together today prior to this meeting for a luncheon and some photographs and just sharing some experiences over that time period, but each of these employees will receive a framed print depicting the old mill in Lindsay, and as illustrated by a retired employee, David Kerr, who was a former manager of environmental services. And I think we're going to share that image on the screen at some point. I honestly think, though, that that illustration is especially appropriate, as like the old mill, I mean, it was there to harness energy from the Scugog River to power those mills and operations in the past. Well, the city continues to do the same. We're harnessing this collective energy and talent of people, local and external, to power our municipal operations and services. And Mr. Mayor, as you mentioned in your opening remarks, the city depends on, and in fact relies on, people. Whether it's staff, dedicated council members here, volunteers, community partners, and leaders. We're all in this together to achieve our collective mission that's stated in our strat plan. And I'll read it. Working together to deliver the highest standard of municipal service and uphold our commitment towards a sustainable future for all. And I think that mission just absolutely resonates with the talent that we're celebrating today, but also everyone that is in public service and is contributing to communities and our community collectively. So to all local public service providers and our municipal staff, past and current, our city is better off. And like the theme at our recent volunteer appreciation event night, together we bloom. So Mr. Mayor, members of council, and through you to our community, please join me and our senior leadership team in recognizing, celebrating, and congratulating city staff for achieving these career milestones and exemplary service. And we certainly thank all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, CAO Taylor. I think I was there when that mill started to be built. Again, thank you all very much for being here today, and thank you for what you do every day, every week, every month to make us a better place to live. I know our residents thank you as well. We'll now move on in our agenda. You're welcome to stay as long as you like, but if you would like to go other places, we understand.
Twice.
So notices and information from members of council and staff. Councillor Doble.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Last Saturday, I was honored to present at the Kawartha Art Gallery's annual juried student exhibition at the Pie-Eyed Monk, where it was standing room only. 32 awards were presented to local high school students in the Kawarthas, and we were treated to a wonderful and diverse collection of works. This year alone, there were over 90 submissions. Congratulations to the Kawartha Art Gallery for holding this event, and kudos especially to the Lindsay Optimist Club, who were the lead exhibit sponsor. A little belated, but last week was Nurses Week in Ontario, and I would like to acknowledge and thank all nurses for the compassion, dedication, and expertise they bring to our community every day. Their efforts are truly heroic, so thank you for the vital role you play in enhancing safety, well-being, and trust. Your work does not go unnoticed, and we are truly grateful. Community Care Foundation and Community Care Hospice Services are excited to announce that Hike for Hospice is back for the 22nd time on June the 7th. For 22 years, our Hike for Hospice has brought together families, friends, neighbors, and supporters to celebrate life, honor loved ones, and make a meaningful difference in our community. This is more than just a walk. It is a chance to come together in support of compassionate hospice and palliative care. Whether you walk in memory of someone special, in support of a loved one, or simply to give back, every step helps make care possible. Funds raised through Hike for Hospice directly support programs and services that provide comfort, dignity, and compassion to individuals and families facing end-of-life journeys. Sunday, June the 7th this year, and be part of a cherished community tradition where every step truly matters. The Kawartha Lakes Concert Band is wrapping up its 2025-2026 musical season with a patriotic nod to the nation. The Maple Leaf Forever show takes place on May 30th at Cambridge Street United Church starting at 7 p.m. The lineup features Canadian composers while also showcasing great events in the nation's history, such as Terry Fox's Marathon of Hope, the 2010 Vancouver Olympics, and the iconic Hockey Night in Canada theme song. Also, the recently formed Kawartha Lakes Youth Concert Band will be taking the stage to perform a few selections. And speaking of golf, I would like to invite everyone to join me in 2 golf tournaments next month. On June 6th, the Heritage Christian School Tournament. I believe this is the 7th year where they have held their tournament at the Lindsay Golf and Country Club. Proceeds from the tournament go towards supporting the school, which has been in our community now since 1979, and also the Lindsay Golf and Country Club on Monday, June the 15th, the first annual Kawartha Community Foundation Charity Community Golf Tournament. Swing with purpose, play for community impact, an exciting day of golf, community spirit, and local impact. All proceeds support programs and initiatives that strengthen the city of Kawartha Lakes.
Thank you. Councillor Warren.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Mayor. Well, it's been a really busy May, but June's going to be even busier. I'm inviting everyone to Bob Cajun's 150th anniversary party on June 13th. There will be a parade, lots of stuff for kids to do, and music all day from about 2 o'clock on to midnight. So it's going to be a rockin' good time in Bob Cajun on the 13th. This Wednesday, there will be a presentation by the Community Foundation of Kawartha Lakes on vital signs in Bob Cajun at the Bob Cajun Public School at 6:30. On May 23rd, there'll be the annual plant sale at the Bob Cajun Beach Park, 8 a.m. to noon. And then they're going to also have a incredible Bob Cajun Curling Club's going to have an incredible bake sale and yard sale. It's they say it's one of the biggest ones around. So it's going to be on Friday afternoon from 1 to 7, and then Saturday 8 to 2. So Bob Cajun is the destination in June. And also, the Be a Hero contest and nominations for the Environmental Hero are still open till the end of June. So nominate that special person. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Richard.
Thank you, and through you. If I lose my spot, it's because Councillor Doble's bling ring, Montreal Canadiens, keeps flickering in my peripheral vision, just so you know. First of all, I'd like to give a huge shout out to the Bethany Community Park for this past weekend. They had hosted their May long weekend celebration. That's 4 days of different events, which shows a tremendous amount of dedication and hard work. This is the park's largest fundraiser of the year. It is owned and operated by the community, and they had record crowds. So I do want to congratulate them, because running a 4-day event without having our community volunteers just wouldn't happen. Also, I would like to give a special recognition to Paul Griffin of the Pontypool Hall, Station 8, for his incredible achievement during Mental Health Week. On May 1st, Paul ran 100 kilometers in full firefighter bunker gear from Fire Station 1 in Minden down to Station 8 in Pontypool, raising nearly $15,000 for the Wounded Warriors of Canada, which is an outstanding accomplishment in support of mental health. So well done. Thank you, Paul. The Bethany United Church is hosting their annual yard sale on Saturday, June 6th, including a plant sale and bake table from 8 till noon. And tomorrow evening, the Lakelands Public Health is hosting a community meeting May 20th at the Days Inn, starting at 7, which is a session about open to all residents and community organizations. And it's an evening about anybody that's interested in improving health and well-being in our community. That's it for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Does Councillor Doble get 2 minutes for interference? Councillor Joyce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and through you. The Little Britain Community Association is hosting their 3rd annual golf tournament at the Crestwood Golf Club on June 6th. Tickets are still available. Contact the association, get your foursome put together. Besides being a fun day, proceeds go to the association, which puts all those monies back into the community in various and different efforts. I have here a long and a short version on the library. I'm going to do the short version today because it's all about the summer reading program. So come June, it's going to be the long version. Okay, it's very exciting, and I know everybody wants to hear all the details. But for now, we're excited to launch the annual Summer Reading Club that encourages children and families across the municipality to stay active, engaged in reading throughout the summer. Building on strong participation in previous years, this year's theme is Dive In, with highlighting local waterways through reading, activities, and hands-on programs offered at all branches. Alongside the Reading Club, we have a wide range of summer events and community partnerships that extend learning beyond the library, including pop-up story times, an adult reading challenge, touch-a-truck events, they're always fun, water safety sessions, and educational programs with Turtle Guardians and the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters. Stay tuned for the next council meeting on more about the library. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor McDonald.
Thank you, through you. I attended a couple events there, the Evening of Excellence and the Business Hall of Fame. These remarkable individuals show business excellence and demonstrates unwavering commitment to our community. These business leaders create jobs and do so much for our community, so congratulations to this year's inductees. I also had the opportunity to 2 new businesses in town, Speedy Auto Glass on William and Wellington, along with my Councillor Dole were there on the weekend, and the Smash Burger on 17 Russell Street West. I just wanted to thank and good luck and thank them for choosing Kawartha Lakes to do business in town. And last but not least is that I keep on saying these all the time, and as I listen to all the councillors around here, I want to shout out to all volunteers. And this year, the Optimist Club, again, has over 500 children playing soccer. And this wouldn't happen if we didn't have volunteers, coaches, organizations, sponsors, uniforms, and equipment. Again, just one example of how this community always seems to come together to make things happen. And I just want to make sure that that's a shout out to everybody that volunteers. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Councillor Ashmore.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This coming Saturday, May 23rd at 6:30 p.m., the Omimi Community Fund at the Omimi Legion will present Matt Kidd. Matt is a local singer and songwriter, and he will be there performing for people attending, families, and putting money towards supporting the Omimi Community Fund's Splash Pad initiative. So that's next Saturday at 6:30, and tickets are $10, and from the Omimi Community Fund. So the dream of a splash pad is slowly coming, but it will come, and people like Matt have certainly volunteered to put their skills to work as a local singer-songwriter. So people are really looking forward to that. The Downeyville Hall Renovation Committee is currently raising funds in an ongoing effort to renovate our local hall. The hall celebrated its 100th birthday in 2019. Our goal is to provide complete accessibility and functionality for the enjoyment of our community for the next 100 years. Phases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are now complete, which includes a new roof, front entrance, accessible washrooms, a new relocated kitchen, a great room to allow for community gatherings in the lower level of the hall, and a renovated upstairs kitchen bar area. Our final phase will be the refurbishing of 2 emergency exits located at the lower hall. We are continuing to fundraise for this project, as there are always situations that arise within a 100-year-old structure. Having a contingency plan in place for the work is vital. However, should we need all our funds, we intend to share the remainder with the St. Luke's Building Fund for repairs needed for the church. And on Sunday, July 19th, they're holding a 10th annual golf tournament at the Lindsay Golf and Country Club. This has been a really successful tournament. I personally sponsored this tournament, and so many businesses and individuals in the area, not just Ward 6, but everywhere in Kawartha Lakes, to raise funds for the Downeyville Hall. So your generosity will be acknowledged with a sign on the golf course and tax receipt, social media posts. For more information, please contact Karen Goodhand and Mary Jane Connell. Speaking of the Lindsay and District Chamber of Commerce, which is a huge area, covers everywhere from Manila to Fowler's Corners. It's a huge area, and attended that a few weeks ago, and I wanted to congratulate Ward 6 resident Janet DeBello, business leader of the year. An incredible performance by everybody there, all the winners. Too many to mention. And also a shout out to the Lakeview Arts Barn for their winning categories as well, and their great work, and for they have in at Lakeview Arts Barn and Globus Theatre. And finally, wanted to shout out to the Dunsford Lions Club, who had a very successful Mother's Day brunch this past Mother's Day, and Wheels in Motion car show. So the Lions Club raised a lot of funds for the area, and wanted to thank them for a great show. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Yeo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and through you. Follow up on Councillor Warren's vital signs in Bobcaygeon this weekend. They're also coming to Coboconk Ridgewood Public School on June 3rd at 6:30 p.m. It's a don't miss it kind of event. And this Saturday, the 23rd, there's a muffin drop-in Norland at the Hope United Church from 9 to 11 a.m. and a plant sale in Norland. It's either at Baptist Church or it's at Ward Park. The poster was cut off, and but they're only a mile apart, so you'll find it. Thank you.
Thank you. From my point of view, we just passed the May long weekend, which is the kickoff to our summer season, and we can expect our seasonal residents to start coming back in great numbers, and also seeing more tourists and casual visitors. It's also a time when people get out and about more, and I see more and more bicycles on the road. So I'm asking people to share the road, be safe out there. Also, it kicks off the start of the Trent Severn boating season, so we want safety on the water as well. And just have a good, safe summer season where everybody enjoy themselves, but watch out for the other guy as well. So, moving on, I believe from staff, Chief Johnson, you have something you'd like to say?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This week, Kawartha Lakes Paramedic Service is proud to recognize Paramedic Service Week. This year's theme, Better Care Together, really reflects the collaboration and the teamwork between our paramedics, our support staff, and all community partners. Paramedic Service Week is really about the people that work here every day. Our team shows up with professionalism, with dedication and compassion, and they often help our residents through some of their most difficult days. There's a few events happening this week, including our celebrity server evening. Not as easy as one would think for us to try our waitress and waiter skills. That's happening tonight from 6 to 8 at Boston Pizza, where 10% of all food sales will be donated to BGC Kawarthas. And also, if I can draw your attention to the small bag in front of you here, our team wanted to find a meaningful way, a small gesture to show our appreciation to our paramedic staff, but also to all support staff and council for support of our service. And they came across a Canadian company called Sock Rocket. They design custom socks for organization, but best yet is for every pair purchased, they donate 3 pairs back to the community for communities and organizations that support people in need. So through this initiative, we were able to donate 750 pairs of socks to the Community Integrated Care Hub here in Lindsay, which is win-win, great for everybody. So with that, I'd really like to sincerely thank our entire team for the incredible work they do every day and just say happy Paramedic Service Week. Thank you.
Thank you. So are these support socks? CAO, do you?
I can't top that.
Well. Okay, moving on. Can I have a motion that the minutes of the regular council meeting of April 21st, 2026, and of the special council meeting of May 5th, 2026 be received and adopted? Deputy Mayor Richardson, Councillor Warren, any comments, questions? All in favor? And that's passed. We have no deputations today. Wow. Moving into correspondence, we have correspondence from the CAO of Kawartha Conservation regarding the regional consolidation of conservation authorities. Need a motion for it to be received, and I think, Councillor Warren, you wanted to speak to this?
Yes, through you, Mr. Mayor, if you would let me actually read it, I'd appreciate it. The board recognizes, this is Kawartha Conservation, and it came from our CAO, Mark Mikowski. The board recognizes the province's objectives under Bill 68 and Bill 97 to strengthen oversight, consistency, and modernization across conservation authorities through the Ontario Provincial Conservation Agency and the proposed transition towards a regional watershed-based framework, and that the board reaffirms its commitment to preserving local watershed expertise, ensuring municipal representation in governance, and to maintain or enhance program and service levels that protect people, property, and natural resources. That the board underscores the importance of and emphasizes the need for meaningful, timely, early, and ongoing engagement between the province, municipalities, and conservation authorities on legislative, regulatory, and implementation frameworks related to the future structure, governance, and role of conservation authorities in Ontario, and that the board welcomes the province's recognition of the scale and complexity of the transition to a regional conservation authority framework, and emphasizes the importance of a phased implementation approach that appropriately considers organizational capacity and workload, and that the board emphasizes the importance of sustained provincial funding to support transition, planning, and implementation at the local and regional conservation authority levels, where the transition activities are being undertaken throughout the full transition period in order to ensure a coordinated and successful transition to a regional conservation authority framework, and that this resolution be forwarded to the Minister of Environment, Conservation and Parks, the Chief Conservation Executive, Watershed Municipalities, and Conservation Ontario. And I'd like to make a motion, if I could, besides receiving, and that the correspondence from Mark Bukowski, Chief Administrative Officer of Kawartha Conservation, regarding the regional consolidation of conservation authorities be received, and that staff review the letter from KRCA and bring a report forward as to the impacts these changes will have on the city of Kawartha Lakes, and I'll speak to that.
Well, let's receive it first, and we'll do the motion as a follow-up,
Sure.
okay? So let's have a motion to receive the correspondence. Councillor Ashmore and Councillor Warren. All in favor? So that's received. And your motion is to refer,
Yes, to refer it to staff, to review the letter from KRCA and bring a report forward as to the impact these changes will have on the city of Kawartha Lakes.
what's your timing on that?
As soon as possible. I know we're in the summer months, but things are, I'm not sure exactly when the transition committee, which I'm going to be sitting on, I believe, I'm not sure when that's actually starting. So I guess by the next council meeting.
You want to report back by the next council meeting?
So I don't think it's onerous. I believe all these changes are going to be paid for by the municipality. So we really haven't had a good look at this as a municipality. Conservation authorities have, but not the municipality, who ultimately will be paying for these changes.
Who in the municipality do you want to do this report?
I believe the CAO, if he's willing to do that.
I can review it, but I still think it should be.
And Jenna, good idea. And Jenna Stevens, and consult with her.
So I think what you're probably going to get is an impression from the CAO of what he thinks.
Yeah.
But if you want a more detailed summary of what's going to happen, it's going to take longer than
Well, that's
a
fine
couple of
too, but
weeks.
I think that we, as a municipality, should really look at the ramifications of these changes. So,
So if you're saying that Kawartha Conservation has looked at it, they are sort of an extension of the municipality.
they are, and we will be paying for all the changes, so humor me.
Okay, so the CAO will give a summary of his thoughts at,
Well, I think, you want me to speak?
yeah, please.
So through you, Mr. Mayor, yeah, I mean, happy to go back and look at the general implications of the restructure and what that'll mean financially. I would suggest that we would need more than the next council, but if we report in the summertime, just very generally on how things are progressing, I think that's in tune with the changes that are still being released anyways. So that's to say we are tracking it fundamentally, or at least to see from a higher level. I think the summer would be a good time where we will know much more to be able to give you a meaningful response back anyway.
Okay, so it would have been nice to have more notice of this and we could have been more prepared. You know how I love to do things on the fly. Yeah, sucks to be me. Are you seconding it? Okay, we have a mover and seconder. Anybody want to talk to this? Okay.
Thank you, and through you, Mr. Mayor. I'm, recognizing where Councillor Warren's coming from. This is definitely going to have an impact on our conservations. The complexity about the framework that's being, pushed down to the conservations, going from 36 down to 9, is going to have some impacts. And recognizing that, municipal representation is a big part of this, and we don't want to lose sight of that, because we don't know how this is going to affect us when it comes to planning applications and watersheds. So I think, like you said, there are interpretations out there, and we have to figure out what that interpretation is. And I support this, even though it's last minute, that it's something that we need to be prudent about, because it is going to have some type of effect on us.
Do you want to sum up?
These are major changes, and ultimately will be coming back onto the municipalities who will be paying for these changes. And I'm sorry, I just thought quickly that I should actually send this to staff. I was just going to read it for the public, but I thought better of it to actually, I should have maybe talked to you at lunch. Thank you.
Talking to me last week would have been a lot better. Okay, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor? And that's passed. Next, we have item 9.2, which was a late addition to the agenda, and it is correspondence from Hugh Shannon regarding the Kawartha Park upgrade petition. Would anyone like to? Councillor Doble, you're receiving this?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I also note that item 14.1 on the agenda is on the same thing, and I don't know if this is the time, but I would like the correspondence to be referred to staff, and I'll be making a similar motion when we get to item 14.1 as well.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor McDonald? Anybody else want to speak to it at all? All in favor? And that's passed. We have no presentations today, and no extractions from Committee of the Whole, so the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting of May 5th, 2026 be received, and the recommendations included in section 11.3 of the agenda be adopted.
Through you, does that include the memo from Councillor Perry to receive? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
So, motion to receive? Councillor Doble, Councillor Warren. All in favor? And that's passed. Coming to the Planning Advisory. Item 11.4.1, that the memorandum from Councillor Perry regarding road allowance restoration at 168-170 Lake Reeves Road be received. Councillor Warren, Councillor Doble, all in favor? and that's passed. Now we come to Planning Advisory. That the minutes of the Planning Advisory Committee meeting of May 6, 2026 be received, and the recommendations included in section 12.3 of the agenda be adopted. Deputy Mayor Richardson, Councillor Warren, all in favor, and that's passed. We're just romping right along here. Deputy Mayor Richardson, you have the consent agenda.
I do, and through you, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor McDonald, that all the proposed resolutions shown in section 13.1 of the agenda be approved and adopted by the council in the order that they appear on the agenda, and sequentially number saved except for the following: 13.1.1, 13.1.3, and 13.1.5.
Joe? Did you have a seconder for that? Thank you. All in favor? And that's passed. And I think the first one, 13.1.1, is your extraction.
It is, through you, Mayor. Thank you. The reason I did extract this was more of a way to highlight the report. This is a good news story when you look at healthcare for Kawartha Lakes. One, supporting the recruitment of 3 new family physicians through the Physician Return of Service program in partnership with Kawartha Lakes Healthcare Initiative. But the other is to actually recognize the partnership that the city has had the last couple of years with the Kawartha Lakes Family Health Organization when it came to that after-hours clinic services, right? So from 2023 to 2026, during that time, there was more than 9,000 patients were supported that were unattached, which actually helped reduce pressure when it came to our local emergency departments. And, you know, it's about improving access to care in our community. And this, you know, we have some things that are moving in our city of Kawartha Lakes. We've, you know, just had some provincial announcements when it's come to healthcare access, which, you know, means more partnerships out there for our residents and getting those folks that are unattached. And also looking at a new announcement just recently with the walk-in clinic that's going to be helping to serve the Kawartha Lakes. So my reason for extracting it is that, you know, we've done some really great things as a council and being able to move forward with partnerships with our doctors. And it'll be, you know, it's good news that we're seeing different things happening in the city of Kawartha Lakes. So thank you.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly that that partnership with council and the city has been really beneficial to our residents and to the doctors and the whole healthcare system. And it was certainly timely when we did it. And now the province has made changes to what it does so that the healthcare system can adapt to what we previously had to do, so it is very timely. So, yeah, I agree. So you're moving it as printed? Is there a seconder for that? Councillor Yo? Anybody want to speak to it? Or all good? All in favor? And that's passed. 1313, Manorview and Victoria Place drinking water system well replacement. Councillor Ashmore, that's you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm moving this as printed, but I just had a question, please, to perhaps Ms. Bukaboom. So these two projects of new wells, one in Manorview and one in Victoria Place, well number 7, the cost of these two, they're over $500,000 with HST. Is it just due to the fact that, for example, Victoria Place has a lot of shale rock, and is it just that is that the main cost? I know costs have gone up for drilling wells and digging wells, but well, 2 wells here at over $500,000. I was just wondering what was the reasoning? Was it the geology, or were there technical reports that said that this was going to be such an expensive endeavor to replace these. As an example, in Victoria Place, one of the wells, well number 7. Yeah, just wondering if you could answer that, if you can, please.
I think we'll try the guy with the iron ring. Director Rojas.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Mayor. So the cost isn't the well drilling itself. So that was known. We had geotechnical. We know the strata of the soils. All that was known. It's the access road to get in there, which is driving the cost up. So because it's a new well, so it's not, we don't have to rehabilitate the existing well. The one well in Victoria Place and the one well in Manorview are end of life. It can't be salvaged. We have to drill a new well. So the cost is building a temporary road in order to get the drill rig in the location that it's desired and then drilling the well. So it's the cost of the temporary road that's driving up the cost by about $150,000.
Okay, and through you, will the costs aren't transferred on to the residents, or how will that be, the extra cost on that project?
I believe it would be to all water and wastewater users. So it wouldn't be just, I think I'm correct, it's not just to Victoria Place and yeah, it would be to all the users of water and wastewater. Is that correct?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, that's correct. This project is funded through the Water Wastewater Reserve, which is funded by all user rates for water and wastewater. So not specifically to those residents, but to anyone that is on a water or a wastewater bill through our reserves.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. I just, when you're right beside, when you're a community right beside Pigeon Lake, it kind of, people ask me like, why do we have to drill wells? And we could maybe supplement with that cost, whether we could have looked at that option, but I'm just, that ship has sailed, I guess,
So
right now.
for that number of people, we'd then have to build a water plant.
Okay, so you'd have to build a water plant, basically. A mini water plant just for that one replacement well. Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's fine.
So you're, Councillor Richard, Deputy Mayor.
I'm going to actually just move to receive it because I have Manorview and Bethany, and I know that system has had some troubles in the last few years, and this is a welcome relief for the local residents on this upgrade.
Thank you. Councillor Warren.
Yeah, I know the well, so a question, how far away will the new well be from where the well is now? Because that's pretty accessible, so I'm just wondering.
So through you, Mr. Mayor, so it's going to be in the same proximity of the existing well. The accessibility for a truck, a pickup truck, no big deal. It's the accessibility for a large drill rig that's the problem. So even though we can get there with a pickup truck, it changes, the narrative changes with a larger vehicle. So a truck with a drill rig in it, in order to make the turns, you have to enhance the access road. So that's the issue.
And the well, the new well, there is a actual water treatment, mini water treatment plant there already. So they have to test and whatever. So that happens for years and years and years. There's been testing going on. Thank you.
So we have a mover and seconder. What's that? All in favor? And that's passed.
We didn't have a first or a second.
Councillor Ashmore moved it, Councillor Richardson seconded it.
Okay.
1315 is also yours, Councillor Ashmore.
Thank you. Through to Director Barry. Director Barry, thanks for emailing me back. And I had a question on that and whether those fees for traffic studies that we're contemplating here today were part of the fee structure that we passed on December 21st, 2023. But as you had said there, that wasn't is that correct, that it wasn't in that group of fee structure increases that we passed on that date, this particular one?
Mr. Mayor, through you, I may actually defer to my colleague across the hall. The matter is with development engineering, I believe, but perhaps engineering in general could address that. Thanks.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Mayor. So I just want to distinguish these fees are separate than our ADAPT fees. So our development review processing fees are post-draft plan approval or post-site plan. We've been getting questions or requests from potential developers at the pre-consultation phase. So anything that's approved, we have a fee structure to review, drawings for approval, for permits, all that stuff. Where the gap lies is prior to approval. So when a potential piece of land or a developer is doing their due diligence and is looking for developable lands that's not approved, we put them through a pre-consultation process. When they go through pre-consultation, they're required a list of studies that they have to do in order to satisfy us. Some proponents were concerned that these studies from third-party consultants were very expensive, and they just needed a quick analysis in order to make an informed decision whether or not they wanted to move forward with that development. The two that came to light were the capacity of water and wastewater and the capacity of traffic improvements required due to that potential development prior to approval. So they didn't want to pay thousands or tens of thousands of dollars on studies if it was going to go nowhere. So when we talked to them, we said, well, we could provide an additional service. We could charge a nominal fee of $500 and just give you a very high level on what the existing system is doing, and then you can take that back and determine whether or not you want to proceed on the pre-consultation. So that's the framework around these particular fees. It would take staff 2 or 3 hours to run the model. We would do maybe a 2 to 3 page briefing note and give it to the developer or potential landowner. So we wanted to recover our costs. We're not making any money, but we wanted to provide a service that was neutral for the city, and we came up with this fee structure. So I'm hoping that answers your question.
Through you to the director. So when proponents come to the table and they want to do a development, whether it's one person or two brothers or whatever, they can pay upwards to $15,000 to $20,000 for a traffic study, because that's what they cost. Some of them are a bit more. It's crazy, but that's what they are these days. But so are you saying that if they pay this fee, then there could be a possibility that would, I'm not going to use the word waive a traffic study, but that would eliminate a traffic study? Or how do we know there's going to be a traffic study and they're paying upwards to $20,000? And I know in Niagara, as an example, they don't charge fees for application fees, as an example, as one municipality, but some do, some don't. But at the end of the day, if a proponent has to have a traffic study, it could be very costly, and not only costly, but time consuming. But if they paid this upfront $500 fee, will that streamline the process, or actually maybe potentially eliminate the need for a traffic study?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. So just to clarify, this will not eliminate the $20,000 traffic study. The intent is to give the developer an option, some more information to make a decision. So that's the concern from the developer. Developer says, listen, in order for me to do my traffic analysis, I'm going to have to pay $20,000, or a water sewer analysis. I'm going to have to pay $20,000. And at the end of the day, that analysis is going to tell me something negative. So then I'm out of pocket $20,000 and I can't develop. It's going to be cost prohibitive for me to go. This $500 modeling will model the traffic, will model the capacity of the water and wastewater, and then we'll tell them, yes, there's enough capacity, or no, there's not enough capacity. If they want to move forward, they still have to do their traffic analysis and functional service report, which costs $10,000 to $20,000. So that is not waived. It just gives them an option of paying a very nominal amount so that they don't have to spend the $20,000 if they choose not to. So it's during their due diligence phase when they're doing their pro forma to say, I'm not comfortable paying $20,000, or they can say, I am comfortable paying $20,000 after pre-consultation.
Are you moving the motion?
Yeah, I'll move the motion.
Thank you. We've got a couple other people who want to talk. Deputy Mayor Richardson.
Thank you, and through you. Thank you very much, Director, for that, because that's the way I read it. It was about the clarification on the performa. So really what we're saying is the new fee would allow city to recover costs for early stage development inquiries and the review, rather than absorbing in an operational budget. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, that's the way I read it, so thank you for the clarification.
Councillor McDonald.
Yeah, through you. Yes, good report. This is a good idea because this gives the developers the opportunity to go ahead and also have the information that they might not go ahead if they realize that they aren't capable of doing it. And I think this is a good idea because sometimes we get to the point that they spend all this money and then they find out that we don't have capacity and we don't, and the roads aren't good enough. So I think this is really for the amount of money that is costing them. I think this is a good idea to establish that they can go ahead and at least they know that the money spent is well spent. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Councillor Joyce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and through you, I'll echo Councillor McDonald's. I just wanted to commend staff for coming up with a great service to people who are looking to develop. I think it's a great idea, and thank you for coming up with it.
Okay, we have a mover. Can I have a seconder? Councillor McDonald. All in favor? And that's passed. Moving on to petitions. We have item 14.1, which is a request for the installation of new playground equipment at Kawartha Park, Lindsay. There's an electronic petition with 21 signatures. And it's, again, Mr. Hugh Shannon. Councillor Doble, I think you wanted to speak to this.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would move that we receive this petition and it be referred to staff in conjunction with the earlier correspondence received from Mr. Shannon.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor McDonald. Anybody wish to speak to it? Okay. All in favor? And that's passed. Moving on to bylaws. Councillor Doble, I think you have bylaws.
It's moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Joyce, that the bylaws shown in section 16.1 of the agenda, namely items 16.11, 2, and including 16.1.24, be read a first, second, and third time, passed, numbered, signed, and the corporate seal attached.
Thank you. All in favor? And that's passed. We have one bylaw that is extracted from consent, and that is bylaw 1621, that a bylaw to amend the Town of Lindsay planning zoning bylaw number 2000-75, rezone land within the city of Kawartha Lakes respecting part lots 23 and 24, concession 4, geographic township of Ops, now city of Kawartha Lakes, Tribute Lindsay 1 Limited be read a first, second, and third time, passed, numbered, signed, and the corporate seal attached. I have a mover and seconder. Councillor Doble and Councillor Yeo. All in favor? And that's passed. Can I have a motion to adopt the closed session agenda? Need a mover and seconder. Councillor Warren, Councillor McDonald. All those in favor? And that's passed. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest in closed session items? Seeing none, at this point of the meeting, City Council will go into closed session to consider items under Section 18.3 of the agenda. As per our procedural bylaw requirements, I'm asking all electronic participants in our meeting today to confirm to me by raising their hands that they are in a private room where no other persons can overhear the deliberations and the internet connection is secure and not publicly accessible. Thank you. Can I get a mover and seconder for the following motion? The council convene into closed session at 2:06 p.m. pursuant to Section 239(2) of the Municipal Act in order to consider matters identified in Section 18.3 of the regular council meeting agenda of Tuesday, May 19th, 2026, namely item 18.3.1, 2, and including 18.3.4. Need a mover and seconder. Councillor Yeo, Councillor Joyce, all those in favor, and that's passed. At this point, the meeting broadcast will now end for members of the public watching on Cogeco, your TV cable. The live stream of the meeting on YouTube and the rebroadcast will now be temporarily paused for members of the public. When closed session is complete, the live stream and rebroadcast of the meeting will resume to address the remaining open session items on the agenda. All remaining staff, with the exception of those involved with the closed session, are now instructed to leave the electronic meeting and council chambers at this time. Thank you. Okay, we're back. Madam Clerk, items from closed session.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Item 18.3.1, the confidential closed session minutes for the regular council meeting of April 21st, 2026, and for the special council meeting of May 5th, 2026 were approved. Regarding item 18.3.2, report RS 2026-024. This is the following statement. Council endorsed the proposed operational framework for the Summit Wellness Center, including direction respecting long-term occupancy arrangements, and authorized the execution of a memorandum of understanding between the City of Kawartha Lakes and the Copaca, Northland, and Area Chamber of Commerce for the purpose of the ongoing operation and management of the facility. Further, Council direct that upon execution of the Memorandum of Understanding, the Copaconk Railway Station Volunteer Management Committee be dissolved. Motion is required that a 2026 operating grant not exceeding $64,207 be incorporated into the Community Services operating budget and provided to the Copaconk Northland Area Chamber of Commerce for 2026 expenses post-construction to operate the Summit Wellness Center facility. I need a mover and a seconder.
Councillor Yule, Deputy Mayor Richardson, all in favor? And that's passed.
Item 18.3.3, report RS 2026-2025. -025. Staff provided council with an overview of the proposed terms of lease agreement between His Majesty the King in Right of Ontario, as represented by the Minister of Infrastructure and the Corporation of the City of Kawartha Lakes. Council provided direction to staff. Item 18.3.4, report Corp 2026-025. Council provided direction on the collective bargaining mandate for ONA. That's all in the report.
Thank you. Moving on, we have one item, additional bylaws. Item 20.1, a bylaw to authorize the execution of a second lease extension and amending agreement between His Majesty the King in Right of Ontario, as represented by the Minister of Infrastructure and the Corporation of the City of Kawartha Lakes for space at 440 Kent Street West, Lindsay, that a bylaw to authorize the execution of a second lease extension and amending agreement between His Majesty the King in Right of Ontario, as represented by the Minister of Infrastructure and the Corporation of the City of Kawartha Lakes for space at 440 Kent Street West, Lindsay, be read a first, second, and third time, passed, numbered, signed, and the corporate seal attached. I have a mover and seconder. Councillor Doble, Councillor McDonald. All in favor? And that's passed. Councillor Ashmore, I think you have the confirming bylaw.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Doble, that a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of a regular council meeting held Tuesday, May 19th, 2026 be read a first, second, and third time, passed, numbered, signed, and the corporate seal attached.
Thank you. All in favor? And that's passed. And now a motion to adjourn. Councillor Yeo, Councillor Warren. All in favor? And that's passed. Thank you. Thank you all for coming today.